Hi everyone, it's Megan Heiss, and I'm here with another Community Spotlight with Marcus Howell. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you. So I just wanted to start with tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Marcus Howell. I'm originally from Detroit, Michigan, and I've been in Georgia now for 26 years.
Oh, wow.
Been there a long time. So half my life there in Michigan, half my life here in Georgia.
Okay.
I found out probably in my mid-teens that I was a little different.
Okay.
And
me too.
Right. Welcome to life with everybody.
Yeah.
And I figured out probably in my 20s to 30s that I was clairvoyant.
Okay.
And had no clue what that meant. It's a story behind it.
Okay.
It gets pretty deep.
Well, we would love to hear however much you want to share.
Okay.
So how did you get started? Like when?
Oh, officially?
Yeah.
So, my girlfriend basically, I don't know how many years ago this was a while ago. I kept predicting things and saying things around her. And normally I wouldn't do that in front of other people. I did it as a teenager and stuff growing up. My family knew about it.
Okay.
But in front of her, the phone would ring and I would say, "Your sister." And then she would look at it and be like, "How'd you know?" And I'd be like, and then
were you doing it like as a test?
I was testing myself
it,
and also messing with her, just to kind of see her reaction.
Yeah,
but
fun.
Yeah, I was like spot on so many times. She was like, "What are you not telling me?" And I was like,
a lot.
"I think I got a gift, but I don't know what."
Yeah.
So I have an aunt that lives in London.
Okay.
And she's a sensitive, she's clairvoyant, she's a little bit of everything. She does a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And I decided one day that I knew she was going to be back home in Michigan.
Okay.
So I went home the same weekend. It was a Super Bowl weekend, and I was telling myself I want to ask her because I knew about her gift, and I wanted to see what it was going on with me.
Yeah.
And so I got there, I saw her, gave her a big hug, and she's like, "Can you make me one of your famous drinks?" And I'm like, "Sure." And as soon as I made the drink and brought it to her, and she was like, "Here, sit down." She said, "You want to talk about you being clairvoyant now?" And I'm like,
wow.
And it was like, like, "What did you say?" And I'm like, "What is clairvoyant?" Like, I had no clue.
You didn't even know what that meant.
No. And I'm like, I wasn't a big fan of the word psychic because people tend to take you as a joke. There's connotations there. Yeah. And I was growing up in a church where they were like, "No, you're not that. You're a prophet for the Lord." And I'm like, not me.
Yeah.
So she explained it to me. She gave me some good wisdom about it. She told me she knew that about me since I was a baby. And she could tell. And she just knows that. And she even taught me her technique to how you can tell if a baby has that gift. Oh. And I've been doing it on like my family. Whenever they have babies, I would go hold them and do the same thing. And I'm like, okay, this one has a gift, this one doesn't.
How many have you think you've detected that
3.
they have gifts? Oh, wow.
Yeah, 3. One is my nephew. I got such a strong joke from him, like he shocked me back. And I was like, whoa.
Does he know?
He's like 10 now.
Oh, okay.
So he's still young.
Maybe not.
I haven't had the conversation. I'm gonna wait till he asks me. And come to me just like I went to her. Yeah. So I'm kind of doing it the same way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's
let them know what they're talking about first, and then go from there.
So what do you love about being a clairvoyant?
It's different. I mean, I like fussing with like some of my friends, like. Some of them would say, "Give me 6 numbers," and I'm like, "Don't you think I've tried that already?" Like, come on, be serious. Like, it doesn't work. Yeah. Like, no, it's not that simple. It doesn't happen like that. But I tried, and it doesn't work. But a lot of times when I'm having like drinks with my friends and we're hanging out, having a good time, enjoying ourselves, stuff like that, alcohol opens you up. Yeah. And I learned that in this class that. My girlfriend initially set me up in. It was like a psychic development class, and I didn't want to do it because it was psychic development. Yeah. And she basically signed me up, paid for it, and was like, "You start Sunday at 11 o'clock." And I'm like, "What?" And so I noticed that the people in the class was like 14 people from all over the world. Okay. I was like really impressing a lot of them, and they all kept saying, "You really have a gift." I'm like, "Yeah, right." I was a skeptic. I'm like, this is money. Y'all want to get paid. You don't tell me whatever I want to hear. But the more and more I stuck with it and I finished it, I ended up enjoying it. And I ended up helping them police in Texas with an unsolved murder.
Oh, wow.
And that's when it kind of like went off. And I'm like, I think I do have a gift. And so once I learned how to meditate and open up and do that, it turned into this. And so,
wow, that's fascinating. So like, what was the process like for like working with the police? Like, did they approach you? Like, how did that work?
It was a extra credit that they gave us in the class. They were like, if you want to get your practice in, there is a case. They didn't tell us anything about it, and it wasn't online, so we didn't know nothing.
Okay.
All we knew was the guy's name, and we was like, tune into this name, and that's how I work now. I tune into names.
Okay.
So a lot of people are like, if I shake your hand, you're gonna read me. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
But I know your name already.
Yeah.
So they gave us a name. I went home, I meditated, and I just started writing down whatever came to me after I thought about tuning into the guy's name.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense to me. It was stuff like barbecue, tall grass, power lines, water.
Okay. Sounds like remote viewing.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So clairvoyant means you kind of see the images in your head, and then if you tell the person you're talking to, it makes sense for them.
Yeah, but it's not going to make sense to you.
Yeah,
you're not,
until they confirm or put it together.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I turned in a paragraph and sent it into the class, and everything that we all did was sent to the sheriff in Texas. And so he read my send in and basically contacted the teacher and was like, I want to talk to him. And she was what? And he was like, I want to talk to him. It turned out that the guy's name, I'm using Joey as an example. I don't want to say the
Yeah.
But his name was Joey. His best friend was Aaron, who was with him. I did write down Aaron. They found his body in some tall grass near some power lines in a river.
Wow.
In Texas. He was last seen at a barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You know? And so a lot of the things I said, you know, she asked if she had my permission to give him my number. And he called me, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, this assignment, you know, you sent in a lot of information, and it's really spot on. Like, I don't know how you did this or how you know. He said, did you find this online or anything? And I'm like, I don't even know, where are you?
Yeah.
And so he was like, well, I'm a sheriff in Texas. And he said, this has not been publicized. So he said, I'd like to get your help. And if you can, we're trying to find this woman who's affiliated with the guy Aaron because we can't find him. And I was like, the goth girl? And he was like, yeah, she wears a lot of black lipstick and the dog chains and stuff. And I was like, okay, hold on a second. So I shouldn't say this. I took a shot or something. Okay. And I was like, okay, let me open up. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, she's in a brown, like a tan brown building. When you come outside the building, you can look to the left and see downtown. Has something to do with the numbers 314, and I don't know what that meant, but I was like, I see that, and I was like, and if you find her in that place, that's where the Aaron guy
Aaron's gonna be.
Yeah, so they looked her up and found out she was renting an apartment, and the building number was 314.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, not her apartment.
You were spot on.
And it was a light brown building, and when you came out of her room, you could see downtown, like in the distance to the left.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, what? And he was like, have you ever tried to guess 6 numbers? I'm like, if I hear that one more time, like leave me alone. Like, it was like, of course I tried that, but no, it doesn't work. But I stay in touch with him to this day. We talk, and whenever he has like cases, he's kind of stumped on. He can't officially say I'm talking to a clairvoyant or something. Yeah, it's basically we have some leads, and that's the way he explains it.
So, how intuitive are like most people, right? Like everybody's got like a degree, but like, what is your perspective on like the people that are like the real, like you, and just like everybody? Is there things people can do to help to tap in, or meditation? There is some techniques that you can do to kind of like tune in. Everybody has a gift. Everybody. The biggest gift that a lot of people don't realize they have is women's intuition. Okay. And that's the most common one. I call it clairsentient. You're picking up emotions and feelings, and you're getting things from the inside. You're getting that intuition. You ever walk in a room and all of a sudden you feel like, I don't need to be here? Yep.
And or somebody's off, and somebody's a soaking sponge and trying to vampire you, kill your energy, and you just leave. That's clairsentient. Yeah. But a lot of people call it women's intuition.
Okay.
And so in the class I took, I learned of the 4 basic ways of communicating spiritually. As clairvoyant, you see things.
Okay.
Clairaudient, you hear things.
You hear things.
Clairsentient, you feel things.
Feel things. That's how I am.
And then clairgustant, you smell or taste.
Oh.
That's another one. A lot of people don't know. And that one, you either have it 100% or you don't.
I have a story that I'll tell about that. So I wasn't going to share this, but like, so I do energy healing.
Okay.
And I was working on a client one time, and I smelled an odor, and I was like, she's been working with a doctor, and I was like, I think you have a bladder infection. And she told me the next day that it was confirmed, and I was like, that's wild.
That's if you smelled it, and that's definitely the clairgustance. And then the fact that you even knew to say that came from the within, so you probably got more than one gift. You probably got 2 or 3.
Wow.
My clairaudience isn't that good. I don't really hear things a lot, but I see everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. My aunt said that when she first told me about it. She was like, "You are true clairvoyant." Like,
wow.
Yeah, that's really your strong suit.
So what is like an odd request, like the most odd request, or like other than lottery numbers, like that people ask you about?
Odd. Usually, like if someone passes and they want me to connect and do some medium stuff and kind of connect with someone, that's the oddest. But it's not that odd because
it's not odd.
A lot of people. The most annoying question I get.
Yeah, there we go.
Is my husband cheating on me?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, if you need to ask me that.
Yeah.
Why? Like,
you should talk to him.
Yeah. That and people that like want me to give them readings all the time, and I saw this lady and she gained some weight. Is she pregnant? I'm like, that's none of your business.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's not your business.
Stuff like that. I'm like, no, we don't use the gift for that. Like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I still
there's boundaries.
Yeah, I still consider it a gift from God. The more I created my connection with God myself and everything, it wasn't about a church or a religion. It was about me.
Your higher power.
The stronger the gift got. And it just became so ridiculous where everybody was coming back telling me how good I was, and I'm like, it's not me. But yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
But it was a battle growing up with dealing with the Christians, and Yeah, you're a prophet for the Lord. I'm like, not quite.
Yeah, that's not how I see it.
Yeah, I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
But it's a gift. Everybody have gifts.
What do you think would be something that like the general public like should know about what you do?
General public, probably that I'm really a normal person. I love to laugh and have fun. My friends scale all over into every branch of category, and it's like good. Yeah, I'm real friendly and I get along with everybody.
Yeah, you are.
I can talk to like everybody, literally. No matter where they come from.
I've always had that experience with you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I noticed that when you tell people that part about yourself, they either run towards you or they run away from you.
That's true.
Yeah. It's like, what? Oh, okay. And then like I told one guy I had been talking to all the time because I used to drive trucks.
Okay.
18-wheelers, and I would start at like 3 a.m, and sometimes I wouldn't go home till 8 o'clock at night. Oof. So since he was a night owl and an insomniac, he didn't sleep. So we talked all the time, and he would keep me up, and we, cool. Yeah. Told him that. Didn't talk to him for like 6 months straight.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what happened? But he just told me. He was like, it freaked me out. I was afraid of that. And I was like, I didn't say I was going to read you or anything. We could have still been the same friends.
Yeah.
I didn't.
It's just there's this aspect about me that you
push him away.
Yeah.
That wasn't my intention at all. But,
yeah.
It happens. People either run towards you, or they run away from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
even family.
If people want to get in touch with you and maybe hire you, what's the best way to do that?
Probably, I have a Clairvoyant page on Facebook. Okay. So you'll see Clairvoyant Marcus Howell on Facebook, and I've had people go on there and schedule readings. At one point I stopped doing readings for like a year and a half. It kind of drained me, and I wanted to do some other things and get steady checks.
Yeah, I hear you.
So it turned into that. But I did write a book, and I did a national book signing tour that did really, really well. Like really, really well.
What's the name of that book?
It's Clairvoyant, My Definition, My Story.
Okay.
And it's on Amazon.
It's on Amazon, right? Yeah.
I put it on there on purpose, and I made it an easy read book. Like my mom read the book in an hour. She was like, "Oh, I loved it. It was delicious." And I'm like,
great.
And she loves to read thick novel books and stuff. So I made it an easy read.
Yeah.
It kind of like tells my story
Yeah.
and it explains the gift and how I came across it and what I do with it now.
Well, I'm definitely going to be reading it for sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so I know when you first moved here, you moved to Decatur on Covington Highway. Is that right?
Yeah. My very first place. I had a really good friend back then who wanted to move here to go to mortuary school. To be a mortician.
Okay.
He said Decatur had the #1 school in the country.
Really?
And they still do. Yeah.
What is it?
It's a school. It's off of is it Miller Drive? I can't remember the name of it. I can look it up. But it's right there in the heart of Decatur, right off of Panola and I-20.
Wow.
And it's the #1 mortuary school in the country, and that's the reason why he wanted to move here. And I was like, well, my dad lives there, and I never stayed near my dad, so I'm like, maybe we can both move and roommate,
Yeah.
And I was 24, so I was like, I want to try something different. I was tired of Michigan. We set it up and loaded up the truck, and then my dad calls me and says, "Oh, we are loading up the truck and we're moving to Cincinnati." And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I'm moving to Georgia." And I'm like, "So we're gonna pass each other on 75 and we're not gonna be able to?" He was like, "Yeah, his wife took a transfer to keep her job and keep her money, and she didn't want to lose like $80,000 a year in pay."
Yeah, that's a lot.
So I'm like, I don't blame you. So I came anyway, and we moved to Decatur, and I liked it. It was really quiet and nice, and it was one of those areas where you don't have to deal with the hustle and bustle of the big city and stuff, but you could still have, some peace and quiet. And the landlord we had was great, and it was just a good area. The neighbors were fine. I really liked it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's still a good neighborhood.
So I think this will probably be our last question. If a young person asks you advice on life, what would you tell them?
Ooh.
That's a good one.
I got a good answer because I wish this had happened for me. So, when I was growing up, I always wish I had a mentor or somebody to kind of guide you.
Yeah.
If you're making a decision on what you're going to do with your life, find somebody who's doing that to the capacity that you want, and then ask them to mentor you.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you say that and it's it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But when you're young,
I wish someone had said that to me.
Yeah, and even in adults, you don't always think that.
Yeah. If you want to do a career change or do something different, or you're not sure what you want to do, find out what you love to do.
Yeah.
And what will make you happily get out of the bed every morning.
Yeah.
And then look for someone who's doing that and living that life that you want.
Yeah.
And that's who you approach and say, "Hey, can I be your mentee?"
Awesome.
And that way you get a foot in the door.
Yeah.
And then once you get on your own and start doing it, if you still love that job, you'll love it.
Yeah.
And it could be a career.
Yeah, with solid footing underneath you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've been asked to do a couple of reality shows.
Oh, okay.
And I turned them down. So I agreed to one of them.
You did?
A friend of mine, it was a project show that they were in the making of trying to do.
Okay.
Called The Prophets of Hollywood.
Okay.
And I think that was just the running title to kind of get the show started.
Oh, okay.
And I had signed on to be the clairvoyant for that show, but I would have had to.
When was that?
This was maybe 8 years ago.
Okay.
And it wasn't too long after I had did my book signing tour.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people online started learning about the gift and everything. And a lady who is a prophet that lives in California wanted me to do her show. And she had me sign on as the clairvoyant. And
oh, wow.
I was going to do it. It was 6 people from all over the world, a healer, a clairvoyant, all kind of stuff. And they wanted to just put us together and watch the show. It
wow.
was going to be interesting.
What happened?
They started talking about too much money for the company and not the cast, and so she basically called me back. The lady who was putting it together, and she was like, "Don't sign anything else," and it's not going to work. The money wasn't
pan
right.
out. Yeah.
But it was that and a couple other companies. I don't want to name drop, but a few people tried to do a reality show, and I was like, "It's interesting, sounds nice, but it never
not
really
quite.
Yeah. And my best friend's a lawyer, so he was like, "No."
Yeah, good.
So,
protection.
Not gonna happen.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me today. It's been so great to visit with you.
I really appreciate it.
And and hopefully our watchers will call you for some good insights.
I would appreciate it. That'd be good. I love practicing now that I'm doing more readings. It's actually, I'm enjoying it again.
Yeah.
So
good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in a good place.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.